Hey, Tubies! It's Psychic Bob. Well, here we are. It's Monday. And you know what that means? Time for horoscopes. That's right. We're going to spin around our big Zodiac wheel and see what is in the stars for you. Before we get into all that, though, I want to just give a big shout out and say thank you. Thank you to all of you who came out to yesterday's video. We had our live broadcast of the Witching Hour, and I was on the show with Lady Angela and Lord Tony, and we had a great time. A lot of great questions, and a lot of you have been writing and asking about that. It's every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. We do live broadcast here at Spirit Channel called The Witching Hour. And we're going to be starting next week a teaching series. So every week you'll be able to come and get a little Wiccan lesson. We're going to be doing some teaching, some training, practical stuff, how to do some spell work, how to do invocations. We're actually going to demonstrate and do little rituals as part of the show. And then we'll also take questions. So definitely be there next Sunday, okay? Well, I'm so glad you're here. Well, listen, here we are on Monday. Yes, it is Zodiac Monday. And we're going to look at our wheel. Now, you know, what I'm going to do, just so you guys know, for those of you who are new, by the way, welcome to the newbies. Welcome to Spirit Channel. By the way, if you're watching this and you're enjoying it, make sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell so you get updates. We'd love you to be part of our channel here. We really would. So I want to say thank you to all the new subs. You guys are great. We've been getting a lot of people joining Spirit Channel. I want to say thank you. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through each day of the week. I'm going to give a little psychic snapshot and overview of the major transits of each day this upcoming week. And then we'll do individual horoscopes for all 12 zodiac signs. And, you know, horoscopes is a great way to get a little psychic help if you're waiting on messages from the spirit world. And, you know, this is a video where you can come and see kind of what's happening this week, what to watch for, and how your own personal sign will be affected by the energies of the week. So it's a great little way to get a mini psychic reading. So everybody watching this, you will get your own private horoscope, okay? So definitely keep watching. So we're going to go through our wheel. We're going to spin around our big zodiac. How you like that? Isn't that great? This is the wheel. It's got the sun in the center and all the zodiac signs that revolve around the sun. And we're going to start off. Today is Monday, January 22nd. Today our sun is in the sign of Aquarius. There's Aquarius, the water bear. It moved into Aquarius back on Saturday, January 20th. So we are now in the sign of Aquarius. Yay, Aquarius power. Happy birthday to all the Aquariuses. I'm an Aquarius, so I'm excited about this sign. And we're going to be in the sign of Aquarius until February 18th. Was it February 18th? Yeah. We'll be in the sign of Aquarius. So happy birthday to all of our Aquarius babies this month and next month. So you guys are rocking it. So today we're starting with our sun in Aquarius. By the way, these horoscopes, this zodiac information is for Monday, January 22nd, 2018 through Sunday, January 28th, 2018. Okay. So our sun, as I said, is in Aquarius. Our moon today is in Pisces. That's bringing in a lot of deep emotional feeling. We also have some interesting transits today. We've got our sun conjunct Venus. And then our moon is trine Mars. And Mercury is conjunct Pluto. What this means is there's a lot of energy today to focus on relationships, particularly longer-term relationship goals, longer-term relationships. It's good for business as well as personal, romance, and friendships. So definitely today, make it a day where you focus on your connection to those around you and, you know, think in terms of long-term connections, okay? Really wonderful. As we go into Tuesday, the 23rd, we've got our moon in Aries and our moon is square Mercury. Now, Aries brings in some firepower, but with that square aspect with Mercury, it means that discussions tomorrow, communications could be a little sensitive. People may be a little over touchy. Be very careful with your words on Tuesday, lest you get in any trouble, okay? When we go into Wednesday, we start to have improvement there because it'll be the 24th of January. Our moon is conjunct Uranus and Mercury is conjunct Pluto. Conjunctions are a favorable aspect for these planets' alignments. And what this means is that Mercury conjunct Uranus, the moon conjunct Uranus will bring breakthroughs of inspiration and open doors of communication. Mercury conjunct Pluto means discussions will allow longer-term vision. So, as we get into Wednesday, you're going to start to have breakthroughs with people, inspirations, how to move things forward in the long term, okay? Once we go into Thursday, which is the 25th of January, this is going to be a day when you want to just kind of slow things down. It's a good day for a personal retreat, a day off from work. We've got our moon in Taurus, which will bring a nice grounding energy from the last few days of that Uranian and Aries influence. You'll start to feel a little more settled. People will be a little more calm. We've got our Sun conjunct Venus that day and our moon trine Saturn. And what that combination promotes is going to say, slow down, listen to your inner voice, give yourself some time away, soak in luxury, and take things slow. And you'll find that if you can, this Thursday on the 25th, have a kind of a personal day off work, or just get a few hours out of the office early, do some stuff to treat yourself, you're going to have a great day. Once we go into Friday, we've got our moon trine Mercury, which opens some communications. Our moon is trine Pluto, very positive, means long-term communications. And our moon, though, is in opposition to Jupiter, but even in a negative aspect, Jupiter always brings blessings. So this is a day where you want to, keep communications going. You may feel like you have a little bit of resistance from people. That's because that moon opposition to Jupiter slows things down a little bit. But with these other transits, you're going to start to see breakthrough, and it'll be a day just to keep talking, and that you'll have eventual breakthroughs in business as well as in relationships, okay? Now, when we go into Saturday, things get a little more emotional. On Saturday, we've got our moon moving to Gemini. Gemini brings an air energy that opens up mental stimulation, opens up communications. We've got our sun trine the moon that day, and our moon trine Venus. So there's going to be some open-heartedness. People are going to feel like sharing from their heart. Make sure to engage people at an honest place and, be honest with your emotions, share, and you'll have a lot of breakthroughs from emotional healing to getting relationships mended. Saturday's a great day just to connect from the heart, okay? Now, when we go into Sunday, it's going to get a little more chancy. We're going to still have that moon in Gemini, which is air energy that promotes communications, but Mercury will be square Uranus on Sunday. That's Sunday the 28th. What that means is that communications may get a little wonky, a little erratic. There could be easier time for miscommunication and people feeling a little extreme, okay? So the secret to getting through Sunday is keep your gatherings to smaller groups. Don't try to organize large events. Keep it more one-on-one or, 2 or 3 people at the most, and keep conversation light. It's not a day to get into heavy discussion. Save that for next week. But, just try to keep it light and you'll get through the day, okay? So there's our little psychic snapshot. And that, again, is for the time period of Monday, January 22nd, 2018 through Sunday, January 28th. Now, we are going to spin around our zodiac wheel, and we're going to cover all 12 zodiac signs. So listen up. You will get your horoscope. Now, if you're somebody saying, Psychic Bob, I don't know what my horoscope sign is, just listen, because I'm going to give the birth date range after each sign. And so everybody listening, if you hear your sign, you will get a horoscope uniquely for you. Now, for those of you who are on the cusp, I know some of you are going to say, well, Psychic Bob, and another astrologer's listing, I was an Aries, and in this one, I'm a Taurus. I don't know who I am. Listen to both, because really when you're on the cusp, you're a little bit of each, okay? So you get 2 horoscopes. All right, well, we're going to start around our wheel. And in the zodiac, they always start at Aries because that's where spring starts. So we're getting close to spring. And to bring in some of that good spring energy, we're going to start here on the wheel at Aries and go through all 12 signs. All right, so listen up. Aries, and Aries is March 21st to April 20th. Aries, this week you are feeling a lot of that air energy and a lot of that fire energy. It's definitely a time for you to get out, to see and be seen. Aries are going to be in their leadership role. A lot of people are looking at you now, Aries, particularly in work. This is your time to shine, to step up, work on promotions, and get your voice heard. In the area of relationships also, Aries, you're drawing attention. People want to know you. It's a good time to if you're single, to date. And if you're married, it's a good time to reconnect with your spouse because there's a lot of communication energies for Aries this week. So definitely speak from your heart, be inspired, inspire others. You're going to rock it this week. Also highlighted for Aries this week are issues connected to long-term financial investments. So good time to look at 401ks or retirement accounts or long-term stock and holdings or land holdings. Your keyword this week, Aries, is inspire. Okay, our next sign is Taurus, and that's April 21st to May 20th. Taurus, this week, you're going to have to practice being transcendent. And what I mean by that is people around Tauruses this week are going to be a little high-strung, a little snippy, a little backbiting. Don't get caught up in the fray, Taurus. You are the master bull. You're bigger than anybody. Remember who you are. Don't get caught up in little people's drama this week, especially in work. In relationships also, Taurus, try to think about what's really important. Your loved ones, your family, your spouse, your partner, they're more important than some gossipy neighbor down the street. So again, avoid getting caught in other people's drama. You focus on yourself, focus on those you love. This will seal it this week for you, okay? Also highlighted for Tauruses this week are issues connected to letter writing. So it's a good time to sit down and hand write a letter. How many of us handwrite letters anymore? So think about handwriting a letter, practice your penmanship. Your key word this week, Taurus, is transcend. Transcend the drama. Okay, our next sign is Gemini, and that's May 21st to June 20th. Geminis, this is a powerful week for you. You've got the moon in your sign coming up, and you're definitely going to be feeling in your modus operandi, your place of power, a lot of communication around you. You're going to find, particularly in the work, that if you make an effort to see and be seen, this goes a long way in smoothing relations over. If you have a challenging relationship with a supervisor or a coworker, make sure to try to take them to lunch this week. There's a lot of energy to build bridges and establish peace and move forward. In the area of personal relationships also this week, Gemini, you have a lot of energy for bridge building. This is a good time to get to know your neighbors and a good time to kind of reconnect with old friends that you've lost touch with. Also highlighted for Geminis this week are issues connected to artistic expression. So a good time to maybe explore painting or modeling with clay, something where you're creating. Photography, any of the arts, okay? Your key word this week, Gemini, is socialize. Get out there and be seen. All right, our next sign is Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. Cancers, you are the flirts of the Zodiac this week. You are looking good. You're feeling good. The Venusian transits this week are really affecting you. You're feeling romantic, and others are feeling romantic. So this is a day to go out, date, meet people. In the work area, don't be surprised if a coworker this week suddenly admits that they have a little attraction to you. Don't be weirded out. They come from a sincere place. In the area of personal relationships, if you're already in a relationship, make sure to bring back some of that original fire when you first met. And for those of you who are newly in relationships, have fun. Keep it light. Be social. And if you're in a long-term relationship that's been challenging, this week is the week to start to laugh. Try to get your partner to laugh, and you'll find that humor brings you together. Also highlighted for Cancers this week are issues connected to travel. So it's a good time to go see the world, and if you've got that special someone, bring them with you. Your key word this week, Cancer, is flirt. All right. Our next sign is Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd. Leos, this week for you, it's definitely a time to slow down. Normally you are center stage, you're the performers, but you're going to find, particularly in the work area, that you would do better to hand over the reins of power, delegate authority. This is a good week for Leos to sit back, to contemplate, to reflect, to look within and figure out longer-term solutions. Leo, you're not abnegating your power, you are actually resting in order to rebuild your power. In the area of personal relationships also, Leo, you want to take time and slow down. Practice hearing your partner rather than trying to communicate your ideas this week. This is a week for Leos to retreat and to go within. If you're a Leo and you can actually even take some personal days off work, that's even better, okay? Also highlighted for Leos this week are issues connected to spirituality and spiritual discernment. So this is a good time to work on your soul light, understanding your place in the cosmos. Add that into the mix. You'll rock it. Your key word this week, Leo, is, excuse me, reflect. All right, our next sign is Virgo, and that's August 23rd to September 22nd. Virgos, you have an energy, it's a little similar to Leos this week. This is not the week for Virgos to be out in front. You want to kind of be in the background and observe. Retreat a little bit, take your time, slow things down. You're going to find this week that, people around you will be more than eager to jump in and help. Sit back and say, oh yes, thank you, I'll let you help. What's interesting is as you let others help you, you'll build teamwork. And in terms of your work this week, you'll actually be perceived as more productive, even though you've actually technically done less work. Let it work in your favor, okay? In the area of relationships, Virgo, this is also a week where you may want to step back from people, especially those who are challenging. Virgo, you're not in a position right now to argue and force points, so let other people have their belief. You know your own self and be true to your own self. In the coming weeks, you'll be able to change some things you don't like, but right now, just kind of keep it passive. Don't try to engage too much, and you'll get through this week just fine. Also highlighted for Virgos this week are issues connected to creative writing. So good time to work on books and poetry, songwriting, all of that. Your key word this week, Virgo, is rest. Just chill. All right, our next sign is Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd. Libras, this week you are in creative mode. Your mind is springing up images, thoughts, ideas. You are in touch with your higher self. You are in touch with the spirit world. You're going to find this week there's a two-way dialogue. You're sending up ideas and inspiration. They're sending down ideas and inspiration. And there's a dialogue going on between you and heaven. Enjoy the connection. Enjoy the conversations. Let the angels lead you. You're going to find in the area of work this week, Libra, that you really are going to be thinking outside the box. People may not get you right now. Don't be intimidated by that. Just simply put your points out there. In the coming weeks, people will come back and say, oh, now we get what that Libra person's saying. And you will be hailed as like brilliant. So don't worry if you're not accepted right this week. Long term, you're winning, okay? In the area of personal relationships also, Libra, this is a wonderful time because it's like that communion with the spirit world is opening doors socially and drawing people to you. The spirit is literally channeling through you and giving you words to establish longer-term friendships and connections. So be open to that inspiration that leads you in new directions, particularly where friends are concerned. It's going to be a very social week for you. Also highlighted for Libras this week are issues connected to occult studies. So it's a good time to explore the ancient mysteries of astrology, spiritualism, witchcraft, all of that. Explore it, discover it, and enrich yourself. Your key word this week, Libra, is imagine. Okay? Imagine. And it will be. All right. Our next sign is Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st. Scorpios, this week you are kind of the healer. What you're going to find, particularly, well, really in work and in personal relationships, is that people are seeking you to help make things whole, to help restore balance. You're kind of going to be the go-to person this week. And Scorpio, just accept that role because you're going to find that as you accept being the mediator, the moderator, the healer, you're going to bring balance not only to your workplace, but to your long-term success in work. And so you may feel a little put on this week with everybody coming to you, wanting you to settle problems that you're not even involved with. But take on that role and you will shine in your leadership, and people in higher positions of authority will notice it, and it will not be forgotten. And so it will help you down the road to move forward in career. In personal relationships this week, Scorpio, you really want to think about also being that voice of moderation. You may find for people, for those of you who are in relationships, that your mate may be viewing things extreme, black and white, extreme or extreme. You want to step in and bring in the 50 shades of gray so that people can understand that they don't have to choose one extreme or the other, that there are various shades of gray to allow them to find some peace in decision making. Also highlighted for Scorpios this week are issues connected to research and development. So if you're a Scorpio and you've been wanting to kind of develop a product or a new type of marketing technique for a business, go ahead and explore that. It will lead you in great places. Your key word this week, Scorpio, is restore. Restore balance, restore healing, restore everything. All right. Our next sign is Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st. You know, Sagittarius, usually you are the teachers and everybody looks to you. This week, you get to be the student. And Sagittarius would do very well this week to sit back and let others be in the spotlight, let them lead the class, let them teach. And you will have the luxury this week of being nourished by other people. You know, Sag, for you, this is going to be a little of a challenge because your nature as a Sagittarius is to take charge and make sure everybody else is fed. You know, you're the hunter, the gatherer. You have a real sense of responsibility. But this week, Sagittarius, I want you to practice being the child who's being fed by others. And what you'll discover is the beauty of receiving, and you'll understand how much you are loved and how much you're valued. This would be a very good week for Sagittarius if they can to take some time off of work and just stay at home and luxuriate and get the sense of treating themselves well. For those of you who do have to work and can't take off, remember, as I said earlier, sit back and let others kind of spoon feed you, and you'll find that by receiving, you get a blessing. In the area of personal relationships, Sagittarius, this week you really want to think in terms of letting others come to you. Don't feel the need to rush around and fix everything. Tell people if they need you, they can come see you. You don't strain yourself. This is not selfish, it's self-preserving. Also highlighted for Sagittarius this week are issues connected to music appreciation, so might be a good time to see a concert. Your key word this week, Sagittarius, is luxuriate. All right, our next sign is Capricorn, December 22nd to January 19th. You know, Capricorn, this week you've got a lot of ideas going in your head, but you may feel a little distracted by people pulling you in different directions. Be careful this week, Capricorns, that you don't get frozen. The key to success this week is start. Don't worry if you have all your ducks in a row perfectly. Just begin. Begin new projects, begin discussions, begin marketing campaigns, begin contracts. Don't worry if you don't have all the details worked out. This week has some weird fluctuations where things will stop and start a little bit. But the secret to Capricorn is just start. Once you start, everything flows. So your greatest danger this week is getting frozen and being immobile. Don't do that. That will trip you up in work as well as in social life. In the area of relationships, Capricorn, remember, you're a natural leader. You're a grounded sign. You're an earth sign. And that will help you to speak. So speak from that earthy place, that sense of, that is what I know. You don't have to get too fancy or elaborate. Speak from the heart of that which you know. That will communicate what you need to break through in relationships, okay? Also highlighted for Capricorns this week are issues connected to spiritual retreats. So it's also a good time, you know, to kind of go back and figure out where you want to kind of direct your spiritual focus. Maybe visit a monastery and have a little few days away there as well. Your key word this week, Capricorn, is start. Just start. Okay. All right. Our next sign is Aquarius. Yay, Aquarius power. All right, January 20th to February 18th. Aquarius, with all of this Venusian energy and the Uranian energy, you are feeling the power of the spirit world. It's like the spirit is pouring through you like fire. You are in spiritual awareness, spiritual awakening. In work, Aquarius this week want to just simply be open to inspiration. Try to avoid letting your logical mind shut you down. You know, Aquarius, you tend to be very cerebral, but at the same time, you're very soul-oriented. And for Aquariuses, they sometimes fluctuate between those extremes. So just let the creativity come in. Don't worry if it fits logically, because in time it will. Okay? You're going to find, particularly Aquarius in the work area, that if you dare to step out of the normal routine and present ideas and plans that are kind of radical, that Uranian energy is in your favor and will allow you to have breakthroughs. With that Pluto, those Pluto transits this week, very much a lot of strength for you to get people to see your vision. You know, Aquarians are always kind of ahead of everybody. Their vision's a little out there, and people generally don't get what they're talking about. But if you go ahead and put it out this week, people will start to get on the same page. In the area of personal relationships as well, you got a lot of air energy this week, time to communicate, share your ideas, be a channel of the spirit, and let spirit lead you in your relationships. And you'll find that they give you words, they give you insight, and you'll rock it, okay? Also highlighted for Aquarius this week are issues connected to the occult. So a good time to explore the mystical arts, astrology, and spiritualism, witchcraft, all of that, okay? Your key word this week, Aquarius, is channel. All right. And our next sign is Pisces, February 19th to March 20th. You know, Pisces, this week with all of the air energy and transits around you and the Pluto movements and some of the Uranus, you may feel a little out of sorts this week. Don't let this bother you. It's not about if you're ahead or behind, but what your secret is, particularly in work, is remember when you're hitting roadblocks this week, and you may have a few in communications, call upon your spiritual power. You have a lot of influence. Most of Pisces' influence is not through verbal communication this week. It's simply through your presence. If you're in your presence and you're spiritually grounded, your influence changes people's presence and thought. And so you'll be able to influence people without even speaking, but simply be present and be centered. And that's where your power is. And the area of personal relationships this week, Pisces, you also want to kind of use the same principle. It's not about trying to break through and get these people to hear you. It's about being in your centered self, and they come around to your point of view. And you'll find harmony in your relationships through the less you say, but the more present you are, okay? So meditate this week and try to be in that centered place. Also highlighted for Pisces this week are issues connected to long-term financial investments. So it's a good time for you to also meditate on how to make more money in the long term. Your key word this week, Pisces, is influence. Remember, you and yourself carry influence. All right. Oh my gosh, guys, look, there we are. We went around our big zodiac wheel. And listen, I say it every week, but you know I have to say it, and it's so true. If you're at a time of struggle in your life, don't give in to despair. Just pause and look to the stars. The stars above us are always spinning and rotating, and the wheel of the zodiac is turning. And what that means is each day is a new day for beginning, a new and fresh start. The stars don't control you nor compel you, but they are friends and allies and guides along the way. So let the star power into your life and draw the power from the cosmos, and let each day be a new beginning, a new blessing. I am so glad you guys are here. Listen, thank you for being part of Spirit Channel. I hope you'll keep it here. Listen, pop over to my website. Oops, I don't have my books here. But I have a number of books if you want to get in some spiritual reading. Go to my website, robert-hickman.com. I'll put the link in the info box below. Check out my website. Check out my books. We got a lot of wonderful books over there. And if you want to get on my schedule for a private reading, give me a call or shoot me an email. The links will be below. I am so glad you guys are here. I love you. I'm sending my blessings, and may you go with the peace of the stars this week. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. We got more coming. Tomorrow's Tuesday, and that means messages from the spirit world. Make sure to be here. And until then, may you always, blessed